Whoa, I'm live. I can't see myself, so one sec. Okay, good. We can. Camera's over here, not in my laptop. Hi, goats. So yeah, I have lots to show today. If you'll remember, we did part 1 of the butterfly last time. This potato with eye stalks. And I did put the link to the exact book that you can find the pattern in. It's part of the Antique Pattern Library collection. So last time we looked at how to go to the website and find different books in it. It's a really good resource if you want to look at any type of old craft. Like they have way beyond crochet. They have like woodworking. I think like lots of different older books on crafts, and it's all free, of course. So that's great. So in a minute we'll be doing the wings from that butterfly using Hobie Halloween Universe yarn. I forget which colorway this is, but it's some of the ones I had left over, and it's a gorgeous color. So I felt like it was good for doing my the butterfly anyway. And I promised goats. Technically goat, but in the case of the thumbnail, it's a plural noun like sheep. Goat. So my new Death Wish coffee cane. This is the blue and berried, blueberry and vanilla. It's so good. Let me know if you're drinking coffee or tea or like Monster energy. Trying to go through the different things that I promised or wanted to share. This is the first yarn that I dyed. It's the second skein of those 3 like first light blue skeins. I did in more of an immersion method versus the, I guess what I do now is more of a hand painting, which is cool because like that sounds so fancy. But right now I just lay the yarn in a mostly dry pan. Like the yarn is wet, but the pan is mostly dry, and then I just squirt dye onto the exact part of the yarn that I want to dye. So but with this I started with more of a making a whole like bath of dye and then dipping the yarn into it, which is more the way that I've seen people do with acid dyes. This of course is fiber reactive, I think it's called, or cold water reactive, because it's plant fibers. Sorry if you can hear the helicopter outside, which is circling for some reason at 11 a.m. on a Sunday. Speaking of dipping, I just got a bit of yarn in my coffee, but I don't think that'll make a difference. And if it does, it'll be kind of a cool interest point. So this is a cape I'm making. I was waiting to figure out what this what project this yarn wanted to be. I had it on on my altar to the goddess I call Sun Mom, or wow, okay. I just got notified I've earned a gift card from Microsoft. Cool. So yeah, on my altar to Inanna, because like she's in charge of my business. I've had this yarn on her altar, and it's so exciting to finally know what to do with it. It's going to be a gorgeous cape. I'm actually going from the neck down instead of from the point up, like most triangle capes, or shawls, because I wanted the dragonflies to be head up, and you start with their heads, so I have to go from the top down. So, yay! So I started fairly thin and figured I would just add width, and I'm doing that by like inserting a triangle wedge. So in between each section, I sometimes have a chance to start the point of the triangle. So that's how I'm adding width and making it kind of ruffly, which is nice. And this is actually based on that game I was talking about last time, Sky, Children of the Light. It's so fun. I'm kind of obsessed, and the characters fly with their capes, so this is going to be my Sky cape. So it's kind of cosplay. And this is a placeholder, this open section, for some white the granny square lace stars that I'm going to do, because the characters have a pattern of stars down their back to show how far they can fly. So in the game I have to still work up to the maximum number of stars, but here I can just have as many stars as I want, which is nice. So right, also I have some mystery yarn which I've seen, but I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and show you. But my friend came over and left a whole bag of yarn that she's trying to get out of her space, and it's really nice yarn. Like I keep having people just practically beg me to take yarn off their hands, and it's really nice expensive yarn. So I'm like, oh, sure. So that's an entire bag of this. So we have two, I think, undyed variants of wool, and I mostly don't seek out wool, but this actually seems like something I could work with. In my case, it's not that I'm allergic to, but like I mostly don't like the texture of wool, at least against my skin. So I probably wouldn't make something to wear like close to my skin, but I would certainly love to work with wool that happens to come my way. But yeah, this is 100% merino wool. It actually is hand dyed, so it's this nice cream color. Can't see the tag. Koigu Wool Designs. Okay, cool. And I think this tag goes with this. This is a blend of mohair and merino. And I'm just really impressed with the tag that says this sells for $20 a skein. Like, and I got it for $0. Wow, I'm gonna have to make something nice. I actually want to make something for. I realized this morning that what I want to use this for is we actually have a ghost in the house, and we think that like she was the servant at one point, because this is a really big old Victorian house, and there are actually signs of how the house used to be set up as like there was a servant's quarters and place, and then the place where the family would be, and I'm not sure where the family is, but like she's still here. So I'm actually staying in the room that was hers, or in her room. Like it has an old dumbwaiter, like the thing that goes up, like the hole from the servants' quarters up to the upper rooms. The upper part is filled in, but so I have like a weird closet space that starts at waist high and then goes higher than I can. Like there is a ceiling now, but it's way higher than I can use. But I just sort of have it as like a waist high like storage area with I have some shelves and my altar to one of my gods there. And like I have my own tiny shower in the room, which is really convenient. So yeah, so sort of like I feel like she's been part of the reason I feel so welcome in this house, and so I like to like give her coffee sometimes, and I thought it would be fun to make like a lap blanket or something for her. So yeah, we're polytheist fiber people, or witchy woo woo fiber people on this channel. Not that you have to be, but we're happy to talk about that. So next up, some extremely goth yarn. You can't get more goth than just black. I don't actually know what this is. It's soft. It might be acrylic. You know, that's fine. Even though I love plant fibers now, I'm not gonna like turn up my nose at acrylic. That's still a great fiber as well. This feels more like wool. It's kind of very like has a very subtle variation between black and like really dark red and brown. So that will be gorgeous. Sad that I only have a tiny ball of it, but that's probably enough for whatever it's supposed to be. Or I can combine it with something. Ooh. We have this gorgeous tonal. I can tell this is hand dyed because of the like really subtle variation like in this gold. Some bits are more bright gold, some are darker gold. I can't wait to work with this. I have no idea what it is, but it's very soft and again feels kind of woolly. Oh wait, I do have a label with this one. I was right. This one is 100% superwash merino. So this, oh yeah, it's by Shibui Knits. So This is the fabled superwash merino. I know that a lot of people dye with that one, and so I'm kind of like, like I don't know much about it because I dye plant fibers, but it's like it's what all of the other yarn dyeing kids are doing. So. This is Patton's Brilliant. Patton? Not sure how to pronounce it. And this is acrylic, which makes sense because like sparkle. I love this silvery sparkle, and it's very light as well. It has that like, even an individual strand looks like it's a very loose kind of braid structure instead of being plied like most yarn. You can sort of see it. This is fun yarn, fun fur to be exact. I don't think it's actual fur, but eyelash yarn, and I think this is chenille. So I'm thinking I should make something for Sun Mom with that because for me, she has an association with big cats, so like this feels very like some sort of big cat, so that would be fun. This nice green yarn. Oh my god, I forgot. This is Mongolian cashmere, 100% cashmere. I feel like I'm holding like a diamond. I don't know what to do with it, but I'll find something. Jade Sapphire Exotic Fibers. Accurate name. I always feel weird about the word exotic, but like, oh yeah, I can't wait for this one. It's Morena Chenille, and it's this black like kind of velvety yarn. So I feel like that will be a really fun project. The sheen and stuff like looks. It would be with this yarn. It will not be hard at all to make something that really fits with my like idea of a goth wardrobe, so that's nice. Even though I have been branching out, like I still want to like have a good core, like this is my fancy spooky wardrobe. So yeah. Oh, I think this is more of the hand dyed, or I'm not sure if it's hand dyed, but like that skein of brown and black and red. So I have 2 balls of it. I'll put it with the other one. I put this one in with the chenille because it's also got that kind of sheen, and it's also kind of a goth color, this purple. It doesn't have a label though. Actually, this would be a fun color, because I'm not sure if I'm like really a black and purple goth, but I am a black and silver goth. So yeah. This is the last section of the mystery yarn, then we can get to the butterfly. I put it all in this bag because it all has a similar vibe, which is mermaid. That's the vibe. Look at this. It's amazing. It's like shiny and fuzzy all at once. And there's more of it. This is, oh, dry cleaning recommended. Well, I don't know about that, but it's Trendsetter yarns, Dune, 41% mohair, 12% viscose, and 6% metal, which makes sense. I'd imagine that's the shiny bits. And it looks like this is a different yarn, but has a very similar colorway. And it's very silky. I think this is more of the Trendsetter yarn. Oh yeah, this is just a nice skein of blue and purple, or purple and green kind of. I admit I have a really hard time with yarn that's shaped like this because each of these looks like a stitch when it might not actually be. So we will see if I can work with that. But I put it in here because it's very similar to this yarn, which actually came to me as a half knitted scarf, and that my friend said that if I like the yarn, I could just frog the scarf, and I immediately stopped even going through the rest of the bag and frogged the scarf because I was like, I love this yarn. It's got a mermaid vibe. So plus it's very calming to just frog a project that when you know that you don't have to worry about redoing it. It's just like and also you don't really have to think about what you're doing next. Like when you're actually making something, you're just kind of meditative. Oh yeah, this is hand painted or companion solid homespun, 100% merino wool, hand wash, dry clean. I'm gonna hand wash it because I'm not in a place where I can logistically or financially dry clean a bunch of stuff, but I might make something with it that doesn't have to be washed too much. Oh yeah, I think this is the last thing. Also in the what is now the Mermaid Vibes bag treasure chest. You know, it continues the underwater theme. I love these colors. It's almost like very trans pride or maybe bi pride colors, which is nice. A little bit less saturated than the bi black, but this is plush fingering, vortex hand paint. Oh, apple tree knits yarn. Classic style for modern knitters. Nice. And this is 100% superwash merino. So I have a bunch of merino and just like other yarns that I wouldn't seek out normally, but it's so fun to like have them just to try things with. I love it when I score a big haul from a friend that's just like has a bit like similar but kind of different tastes from me. They're like, please help me, I have too much yarn. I'm like, friend, I got you. So And at 25 minutes in, now we're going to start the butterfly. Okay, so I actually haven't done the rest of this pattern yet, so it's new to me as well. This was the body last time. It looks really funny right now, but I think it'll look a lot more normal with the wings. Also, like, this is supposed to be an applique or a lace inset, so I think that we would have to either stitch down the eye stalks or add something so they're a bit more stiff. Like maybe I kind of want to keep this freestanding, so I might just add some wire or something. Not sure what wire I'll do that with, but at some point. Oh good, I'm glad I brought the hook that I used last time. Otherwise Actually I didn't bring the hook I used last time. I think I used a 4, but I'm just going to use this 5 for the wings because I'm not going to go back downstairs at this point. Right, I think I can share my screen. There we go. So this is the butterfly insertion that we're doing now, or that I'm doing. You can watch me do it if you want, or do it along. So that's what I mean with, like, I think the antennae are kind of attached. Okay, I think the wings are where it says attach shaded yellows, an 8th row from lower edge of the body. And instead of shaded yellows, I'm just going to attach the same yarn because I want to do the wings in this color. Eighth row from lower edge of body. So I guess we're counting along the side. 1, 2. How do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm actually going to count on the picture first to see what they're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's right in the center. Oh, you know what? I have a record of how many rows I did for the body. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 4 plus 13, 17, $18. So there are 18 total, so like just below the center of the body. Okay, that's what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just gonna wiggle our hook in the side between the first and second double crochets in that row and attach. And this is what I ended up doing. Like, this is the bottom. It's kind of hard to figure out what exactly counts as a row, but we'll just go with that. Alright, chain 5, skip one row, SC in next row, and then repeat that 3 times for 4 loops. Skip, SC in next row, skip, SC in next row, SC in next row. Okay, yeah, 4 loops, and chain 5, turn. Alright, second row, 3 DC, chain 3, 3 DC in the first loop, skip 1 loop, 3 DC, chain 3, 3 DC in the next loop, oh, misread that. Oh, hi, Amaris. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, you're welcome to hang out here well, and at least have a break from that. I undid that shell because I missed that we actually chain 4 in between the two shells. So yeah, chain 4 and then skip 1 loop. And then we do our second shell, 3DC. Chain 3, 3DC. And then chain 1 and shell in the next shell. So that's kind of an interesting asymmetric pattern. I mean shell in the next loop. So of the 4 beginning loops we did last row, only 3 of them have shells. Chain 5. Turn. Hanging out in my old room with hubby to hide from her. Yeah, that's rough. I definitely understand having a not super great relationship with one's parents, but hope that you can get through it. Well, I'm glad that you're leaving at 4. That sounds like a lot to deal with. So this is how we're looking so far for the butterfly. Has very short, one very short wing so far. What is the third? Trying to figure out all of my windows and like which one to open. Right, third row, shell in the center of first shell, the most recent one we did. So that's 3DC, chain 3, 3DC. I'm going a bit fast because I want to get at least one wing done before I finish streaming. And then chain 5. I haven't played much of, is it Final Fantasy? But, or Inuyasha, or both. I think it's Inuyasha I'm thinking of. Clearly I haven't played or watched much of them, but every time I'm like, I think of something with one wing, I'm like, the theme song, One Winged Angel, which I think is Sephiroth's theme song. He reminds me of how I see my patron god, Gwyn, because I see him as a tall, otherworldly man with long white hair, so yeah. So we skip the chain 1 loop and shell in the center of next shell. Chain 3, 3DC. Yeah, it's that is not easy. I unfortunately get that on a personal level. My parents are not very respectful to me or people that I love either. But I do have some good news I wanted to share with you. Talking about Gwen reminded me, today is actually the anniversary of one of my important pagan days. It's when I officially started on the on what I call the Vicaro path. So I've talked about that before. It's kind of like a pagan monk brotherhood that my brother Brian, because they're also on this path, learned about through the personal gnosis and like talking to the gods and spirits about what we believe was happening on ancient Crete and then Minoan times, and we've both been asked or invited to start walking that path. And for us it was about a year apart, so they were first, but I didn't know that they had also been asked when my gods asked me. So I'm kind of glad that we each got to make the decision, not knowing that one of our close friends would also be on that path, because that kind of made it something that we were just like, we weren't influenced by that. But it is awesome to have someone else on the path. So thank you. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Kind of makes this time of year a bit easier, because on the other hand, on the Welsh Brythonic side of things, in that side of my tradition, my patron god Gwyn, I see him as the Winter King, and then he battles the Summer King on May 1st and dies for the summer, which I still have him around in a way, but it definitely feels different. And it's even if you know that your loved one will be back in the fall, like seeing them go through something hard like that, even if they're a god, like it's still hard. So that's actually why I canceled on Thursday, because I was like, I'm just so tired, and wow, I've been eating a lot of protein just to stay grounded and stuff. But yeah, so I have some exciting pagan news, both more challenging and also like really happy on the Vicaro side. But yeah, so we've done our second shell in this row. I think it's the third. Let me just show you where we are right now while I go consult the pattern. Right, chain 3, 7 DC over next loop, so I guess that's this loop right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And yeah, I've been Vicaro for 2 years now. Wow. The first year was mostly just, I was trying it out to make sure that I was okay doing it as like a full lifelong commitment, because I didn't want to make that I didn't want to make that decision while I was at my parents' house, because I was like, no, I need to be in a space where I actually feel safe in order to make this kind of decision. But around this time last year, I came up here to the bay and got some space and realized, yeah, it is actually what I want to do long term. So shortly after that, I ended up taking the lifelong version of my vows. So yeah, that is fun. Chain 3, shell in the center of next shell, then chain 5 and turn. 3 DC, chain 3, 3 DC. But I don't remember when exactly I took the full vows, so like, I decided to celebrate with just this day as the day for both. This is the time when I celebrate both of them. Oh no. Well, hopefully you can get through, because you know, stargazing sounds fun. Fourth row, shell and center of shell. Okay. 1, 2, 3 DC, chain 3, another 3 DC, chain 3, 1 DC, and oh cool, we're on the second column on this page. 1 DC in each of the 7 DC. Let me see if I chain in between. Oh yes, I do, but I already did that. Okay, good. 1 DC in each of these 7 DC with chain 1 in between. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chain 3, shell and center of next shell, chain 4, single crochet in next loop, chain 4, shell in next shell, and then chain 5 and turn. So I'm going to look at the chat while I do the rest of this. Yeah, that is hard. Well, I'm glad that you're going to be leaving at 4. Chain 5, turn. This is how we are so far. The eye stalks. Hi, and um, Antipodia. Good, good to have you here. I'm speed crocheting through at least one wing of the butterfly, so we can finish it. Then we can just do the second wing off camera. But uh, fifth row, shell in shell, 3DC. Which is the shell. It's 3DC, chain 3, 3DC. Chain 5. Oh, okay, SC and next SC. So like you skip the, I think, chain 4 loops on either side of this single crochet from last time, and just go directly into the single crochet. And then chain 5 again, shell and next shell. One, two, three. Okay. Single. Three doubles. 1, 2, 3. Chain 4. SC between first 2 double crochets. So I guess in this chain 1 space. Chain 3. SC between next 2 doubles. So we're just doing a series of loops. It's kind of like when you start pineapple lace, like this, the base of the pineapple often looks a lot like this, with the shell of double crochets. Then the next row is double crochets with the chain 1, and then you start with the single crochets and like the chains as a row of loops. Then it just gets one less loop each time. So, well, have fun with your dad. Hope that is the better time. Oh, cool. Yeah. That's awesome that you're donating plasma. Cool. Chain 4. Shell in final shell. I think I am gonna just finish this one even if I go a bit over, because like I don't think my housemates need the office immediately, but if they ask, I'll just be like, I have to finish the butterfly. She's almost got one wing. Chain 5, turn. Right in the 6th row we have shell and next shell. 1, 2. Started doing the shell I've been doing in other projects, which is 2DC, chain 1, 2DC. That's not the right shell. Chain 6. skip one loop, SC in next loop. I guess they mean one of the chain 3 loops, because there's also this, I think, chain 4 bit, but I might have chained 3. But I think I mean one of the loops, that you skip one of the loops in between the, like the double crochet pineapple lace thing. The thing that looks like you're about to do pineapple lace. Repeat from that 3 times. Right, chain 3, SC in next loop. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is actually the first repeat. 1, 2, 3. Second repeat. Well, I think I was wrong that they actually were counting that. So I'm just gonna go with the first loop, and we'll count this like straight loop as the one we skipped, and then we do it once, then this is the second time, then this is the 3 that we repeat, so that's 5 total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that's right. Chain 6. Oh, we do a double shell in the next one. So like 3DC. I'll check chat in a minute, by the way. Hard to look at both the pattern and chat. Chain 3, 3DC. Chain 3, 3DC. Chain 3 and one more 3DC. So there are 4 sets of 3DC with chain 3s in between them in this next shell. Chain 6. SC and next SC. Chain 6. Shell and next shell, chain 5 and turn. So I'm gonna go back to where I can see the shot while I do that. I was trying to figure out the lace pattern last night, then I gave up and decided to do a swimsuit instead. Well, that's valid. Which lace pattern were you doing? Just out of curiosity. DC, chain 3, 3DC. I actually have trouble with like the construction of garments sometimes, so that's cool that you were doing that. Oh, the butterfly from last time, or like I also had a bunny lace that we just did. But yeah, that's cool. Well, it'll be there if you ever want to do it again, or if not, that is fine. I think we chain 5 and turn. Also, like the fact that I'm not doing the top-down angle probably doesn't help. Just find it a lot easier to do this like live crochet along style of the video. At the moment, anyway. Right, 7th row. Shell in shell. The nice thing about this one is it does have a PDF I can link, so I did put that in the description of both of the lives so far, just in case people wanted to see that. It's from the Antique Pattern Library. Chain 6. SC and next SC. So we have this nice V shape happening. Chain another 6. Yes, okay. Skip 1 loop. So I guess this is counted as a loop. Shell in next. Chain 3 loop. I think we're separating for the upper and lower wing now. Because looking ahead, I see a part where we're going to have to break and reattach the thread. And chain 5. Turn. So that was a short row. I think this is the lower wing, yeah, because the eyes are down here. 8th row, 6 DC in the center of the first shell. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, checking chat. The French one with the points and all that. I don't remember that one, unfortunately, but I was thinking I could take, like, it's a lot easier for me to take down, to take top down still photos, so I could do a blog post with like step by step, here's the next part, then you do this, then here's the next part. So that's something I could do for just as another option for some of the lace tutorials. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and then 6 DC in the center of the next shell. So I guess we're skipping all of this business down here and going straight over here. Just kind of taper this wing. Four, 5, 6, chain 1, turn. Oh, and this is a nice easy one. Just single crochet in each of the 12 DC that we did just now. 6 DC in each of the shells. So 12 total. Break thread. This completes lower wing. Scissor. So that's the lower wing, and now we have to figure out how to attach for the rest of the upper wing. Attach thread in first free chain 3 loop of 6th row next to lower wing. So I'm guessing like we have this big chain 6 thing right here, so I think it's right here, the chain 3 loop next to that, so that we can go, we'll be going across into the upper wing space. Just checking chat real quick. Let me put this back on screen so we can all see the upper wing. I'm at the part where it says attach thread. So there's 8th row, then next row, and then the next paragraph says attach thread. So that's where I am. Then chain 5, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then shell in the same loop, so 3 DC, chain 3, 3 DC. Yeah, lace can be hard to get your head around, especially like kind of the freehand, the one that like really shapes and like goes all around the place instead of going back and forth on a row. I was so confused the first time I tried to read a crochet chart, which is like the first thing I ever did for crochet. I found this beautiful lace pattern that was really complicated, and that's what I wanted to do. And I was like, I have no idea how to make heads or tails of this. So that's one reason why I want to kind of demystify lace and charts for the other people. All right, chain 7. SC and the first chain 3 loop. I guess they mean the next one. Chain 3, SC and next loop, chain 3. Then we repeat that twice. So I'm making my final SC in this, in like the really large loop, the chain 6 loop. I don't know if that's what they mean. Chain 7, shell in next shell, chain 5, turn. I think we are setting up a similar thing to what we did in the lower wing, where we had that kind of V shape with the chains and then it closed it. But one thing about older patterns is you can't always tell what they mean because they're just written differently. Right, next row, shell in first shell. One, two, three. 3 more double crochets. Chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. SC in first, chain 3 loop. Okay. Chain 3, SC in next loop, and repeat once. 1, 2, 3. Next SC loop, or chain 3 loop, chain 7, shell in next shell, chain 5, turn. So I think I'll check in with the chat and move it so that you can see my face again. And the goats. I'll have to post a picture on my Instagram of the finished the butterfly, but I think we will get the first wing done. Alright, chain 5, turn. That's what I have so far. So hopefully that's right. Next row, it just no longer has numbers, which is kind of confusing. It just says next row. So shell in first shell. Chain 7, single crochet in the first chain 3 loop, which I totally dropped. Okay. Chain 3, single crochet in next chain 3 loop. And this kind of completes the pyramid thing of loops. Chain 7. Shell in the next shell. Chain 5, turn. one. Crochet hook keeps slipping out of the yarn. I'm doing these double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is the last one before all the 6 double crochets. Just looking ahead a bit, I think. So as you can see, I'm doing a shell in the first shell. Chain 7. Single crochet in this last chain 3 loop to finish that off. Chain another 7. Shell in the next shell, chain 5, turn. My yarn fell under the table, so that's why I'm having to like pull it more. Okay, and chain 5. And I think these are the last 2 rows. It just says, it kind of combines them into one paragraph, one row, but 6 DC in center of first shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 DC in center of next shell, skipping the V down there. So we're just closing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 1, turn and work 1 single crochet in each of the 12 double crochet that we just worked. Then we break the thread and do the same thing on the other side of the butterfly, but we can all do that off camera. Maybe I'll do like a step-by-step thing, like picture tutorial blog post to go along with this, because I am crocheting pretty fast and that would probably help. And that way you would kind of compare, like, okay, that's the beginning wing versus the finished wing. Okay, yeah, there we are. And break the thread. I think that'll be my plan. I've been kind of like, what? Okay, I have a blog now on my website. What do I post? Like, here's my goats, here's my new yarn. Ooh, yeah, I do love this though. Like, this is a gorgeous wing. And it's like, it's so big because of the size of the yarn. If a lot of these lace applique, or like a lot of the crochet lace stuff is kind of, at least the older stuff, is kind of meant to be done with crochet thread, so it's very small and fine, and that looks great too, but it can be very tricky to work with, especially since they don't really make ergonomic hooks for yarn that fine. I've looked. Someone needs to get on that. So, but it also looks good in a larger yarn, as you can see. Wee, butterfly. Flat play. I think that's all I have crochet juice for right now. I have to go eat lunch. But thank you so much for hanging out and doing the second wing and like going through my new yarn, which you can, if you missed that, you can watch through the live if you want. Also my new project with my first dyed yarn. But yeah, have a good day.